Budget 2023, improving lives today, building prosperity for tomorrow. However, sir, before I focus on the budget and the good things that it would provide for the Guyanese nation, I wish to make some comments. Mr. Speaker, at the beginning of the session today, the honorable member, Nima flew best. You know, she started out very good with the most patriotic Guyanese song, Born in the Land of the Mighty Oraimo. I almost got fooled. Onward, upward, may we ever go. That is good. Day by day in strength and beauty grow. Mr. Speaker, that is correct. And this budget 2023, improving lives today, building prosperity for Guyana, would see us go onward, upward. And Guyana will grow in strength and beauty. Guyanese children will benefit from the budget. Everyone will benefit in every region. But Mr. Speaker, you know, I felt hurt when she continued her presentation, the honorable member, when she referred to us on this side of the house as uneducated people. Mr. Speaker, I take that as a personal insult to me. Uneducated people. But I remember my father, who has passed. He says, when I say education, I doesn't mean necessary maths and English. I mean you must have a good understanding, understand life, understand where you came from, where you want to go, and understand everything. And what I find, Mr. Speaker, the honorable members on that side of the house, excepting Mr. Schuman, that is, do not have the capacity to understand the 2023 budget. They cannot comprehend it. And they're educated, I guess, because they're referring to us as uneducated. But in all my uneducatedness, I understand the budget and the benefits that it would bring for the Guyanese people. Mr. Speaker, as I listened to the presentation from members on the other side of the house, the racial twist, racial discrimination. You know, there's a saying says, a drowned rat clutches at a straw. So they're drowning, and the only thing left for them to hold on to is racial discrimination, racialism. And so, Mr. Speaker, everything is twisted. Their agenda is clear. They're out to create disturbance, mischief, destruction, you name it, division. But Mr. Speaker, we on this side of the house would not allow them to go down that way. Guyanese people understand. Many of our Guyanese brothers and sisters may not have maths and English, but they have good understanding. And they understand what Budget 2023 will deliver. Mr. Speaker, we promised the Guyanese people. We made many promises. And today, we are happy. We say thank God that we can deliver. Unlike the members on the other side of the house and Mr. Schuman, in my language, I will say, Bante wajili yaha babalta, meaning come and sit over here. Because I will have to excuse you a lot. So come and sit over here, Bante wajili. Mr. Speaker, when we talk about, I would want to say, you know, all the songs about discrimination. How many times have you heard over the past 5 years, we the indigenous people singing the discrimination song? at every turn about discrimination. We have faced discrimination before 1992, and we can write history about that. Discrimination of Guyana's forest people, Guyana's indigenous people, under the PNC. After 1992, we were included. 2015, what happened? Even our children was discriminated against, and I have evidence. We were discriminated against. What happened? More than 1,900 young people were sent home. You didn't see us picket. You didn't see us with placards saying we are discriminated against. Sugar workers were sent home. What happened? Now you're saying discrimination? No, no, it is your last straw. And you're trying to fool the Guyanese people, but no, they would not be fooled. No. We will promote our motto. The motto of Guyana says, one people, one nation, with one destiny. And one Guyana. And budget 2023 is all about one Guyana. But as I said before, it is difficult for you to understand. Mr. Speaker, we talk about disrespect. I heard the word disrespect, we are disrespectful. But what is more disrespectful than the APNU AFC government disrespecting the Guyanese population? We had to wait more than a year before we had general elections. What is more disrespectful than that to the Guyanese population, the entire population of Guyana? That is disrespectful. Mr. Speaker, not forgetting, even though we had the election, we had to still wait. How many months? The agony of waiting. The agony of waiting to know what will happen to our country. Were we going upward? No. We were going downward. That's where we were heading. And the Guyanese population knew, they see, they cannot be fooled. So, Honorable Member Flubis, this budget would surely take us upward, onward, upward, may we ever go. And we would not allow the APNU AFC or the AFC alone or the APNU alone, I really can't say what it is right now. We would not allow the honorable members to take us back to this Stone Age. No. We will continue to work together to further development for Guyanese people. And 2023 budget will help us to do that. Mr. Speaker, I heard the word of reckless spending. Wow. Budget 2023, reckless spending. What is reckless spending? Let me refresh your memory. Yes, Durban Park, Monument, reckless spending. Ministers going out with a plane load of baggage boys, baggage girls, and whatever. Going out to Region 1, Region 9, and wherever, a whole barrage. Isn't that reckless spending? Or what spending did you call that? Now, funds are allocated for development purposes, and you call it reckless spending. I will explain a little later as I look at the budget. Mr. Speaker, I listened to the Honorable Member, Mr. Ronald Cox, and talk about indigenous progress and the gold scholarship and whatever. Mr. Speaker, it's the first time in the history of our country that our indigenous peoples, our youths, are given the opportunity to study at the university level, in their own villages, in their villages. And Mr. Speaker, I don't think anyone handpicked anyone. No, sir. So the Gold Scholarship, I would want to say, and on behalf of the people, you know why I can say this, Mr. Speaker? Because I walk among the villages. I live in my village. I live in my region. I talk to the people, the ordinary people. My head is not buried in the sand like the members of the opposition side. Their head is buried in the sand, and I urge you to raise up your head and take it out of the sand and see. Or if, I don't know, I know many years ago donkey used to wear blinders. I don't know if you're wearing that. Take it off and see what is progress, real progress, and look at Budget 2023 and see what it will bring for the ordinary people in their villages and communities. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Member, Mr. Cox, talk about the carbon credit, LCDS. I wish to inform the Honorable Member that Tushau's NTC from 2007, right in this building here, we passed a resolution supporting the then President, Dr. Jagdeo, to go and discuss forests. We were part of that discussion right here in this very building. 2009, when the MOU was signed, we were there. We had many discussions. We say what we would like to see. Honorable Member, perhaps you are too little to remember those things. Or you are not around, or I don't know if you live in your village, or I don't know if you communicate with your leader. We were always part, the National Tushau's Council and Tushau's were always part of the discussion. And so, Mr. Speaker, we will continue to be part of all the discussion with forest and anything that has to do with the development of indigenous peoples. And I say this, Mr. Speaker, because talking to my indigenous brothers and sisters, they said this is one of the best budget that they have heard so far. And I want to say thanks to the Honorable Minister, Dr. Ashni Singh, and his staff for the hours that they spent working on this budget. And I want to remind the House that when Dr. Ashni Singh came back, the ordinary people say, that is the man for the job. Yes. The ordinary people, the man in the street, the people who I talk with, grassroots people, they appreciate the hard work that the government ministers, Dr. Ashton Singh, and the vision of His Excellency, they understand it. And I don't think they have maths and English. Yeah. Mr. Speaker, I heard the word doom and gloom. You know, it's so, I don't know what word to use, sad, hear the people, the presenter, the honorable member from the other side of the House saying that doom and gloom now under the People's Progressive Party civic government. No, sir, that is not true. That is trying to mislead the population. That is trying to mislead people. But people are not foolish. We faced 2015 to 2018, no confidence motion, doom and gloom. 2019, 2020, waiting for the results, doom and gloom. Mr. Speaker, during those years, I am not sure where the members of the opposite side, where they live, where they were, who they were talking to, but people find it difficult to put meal on the table for their children. to put 3 meals on the table for their children. Isn't that doom and gloom? So how now you coming and tell us that now doom and gloom? You do not understand what is doom and gloom? Come on. It was difficult for people to put meal on the table for their children. That is what we went through. People are wondering where the next meal coming from. But no longer they have to worry about that. Because this is a caring government. And I know you don't like to hear the word caring, but we are a caring government. Because we care. Because we care. And we are demonstrating how we care. So all the issue about doom and gloom and disrespect and discrimination and your agenda, Mr. Speaker, the opposition agenda is to create division, to destroy, to cause disturbance. That is the opposition agenda. You know, it is clear as day. I remember I never visited Mocha, but I read everything that is happening. And you know what, Mr. Speaker? I remember seeing a video where the former Minister of Housing said to the people in Sophia, y'all better move peacefully or else we go do what we got to do. That was not discrimination, that was not doom and gloom, that was not destruction. What was that? And then they did dismantle the people building because they were they were illegally occupying lands. And in like manner now the people are illegally occupying land where there's a lot of communication back and forth, minister talking, everyone trying to move you peacefully, and now you're bringing it, you're preaching that we discriminate against them. What is your agenda? To create division, to create disturbance, to create destruction. But we would not allow that to happen. No, we would not allow that to happen. Mr. Speaker, Guyana will move forward, onward, upward. Where we ever go, we will go. The development train is moving ahead. We have a vision. And under the leadership of His Excellency Dr. Irfan Ali, we are promoting, we will work towards a one Guyana. And I think the opposition don't like that. They don't like oneness. They don't like unity. They don't like harmony.
Honorable Member, before you continue, I took my eye off the clock and you're actually 2 minutes over the initial 15 minutes. But that's not your fault. Can someone move that the Honorable Member be given 5 minutes to conclude?
Mr. Speaker, I respectfully ask that the Honorable Member be given 5 minutes to conclude.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. You may continue to conclude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to make a few points on 2023 budget. The budget that will take us forward, onward, and upward. Mr. Speaker, I would like to point out $12.4 billion to improve education infrastructure across the country. And when we said across the country, we are also talking about the hinterland communities. And so education infrastructure will be developed, enhanced in our various communities and villages. I would also like to say $3.4 billion to procure textbooks for the use of primary and secondary school. That includes our hinterland schools. Unlike what happened under the APNU AFC, when there was even no exercise books in our school, Mr. Speaker, this would not happen under our government. And here is where 2023 budget has catered to address these issues. Onward and upward may we ever go. In strength and beauty we will grow. Mr. Speaker, youth, I'm sorry I don't have time to go through all, but this is catered for youths, and indigenous youths will not be left out. Our facilities, we will have sporting facilities constructed in our villages. We will have better play field and facilities in our village. It has started already, Mr. Speaker, and 2023 budget will see the continuation of all these things. Mr. Speaker, I just want to point out hinterland development. Indigenous peoples, and I quote, indigenous peoples will be the forefront to directly benefit from the government's effort on climate financing, with 15% of the revenue received from the sale of carbon credit going towards investment in villages, sustainability plans produced by villages and communities. Mr. Speaker, we are involved in development program and project, and I wish to point out we have our village plans. Many of our plans has to do with agriculture, and so we are seeing a shifting from subsistence agriculture onto commercial agriculture. We are talking about processing, food security, commercial agriculture, livestock rearing, and I can go on and on, Mr. Speaker. And budget 2023, if we look at it and if we have the capacity to understand it, we will see how much it will bring to our hinterland people. And so we will move onward and upward, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the government, the People's Progressive Party civic government, under the leadership of His Excellency Dr. Irfan Ali, we have a responsibility to the people of Guyana. And we are honored to discharge our responsibility. It is our duty to do that, because we went out there and we talked with the people. And you know what they said, Mr. Speaker, to us? I remember very well when we were out there, they say, y'all take back this country because we punish it. And so that is why we're here today. And we have a responsibility to deliver on our promises. And that is what we're doing in the field of education, health, water and sanitation, housing, agriculture, Amerindian development. Yes, Mr. Speaker, we are delivering. And we will do this, Mr. Speaker, with transparency and accountability. That is what we will do. We will manage this country, transparency and accountability. And it is our responsibility to talk to the population of Guyana as we promote one people, one nation, one destiny, one Guyana. And we must live in peace and harmony, unlike what is being promoted by the opposite side of the House, except in Mr. Schuman. Destruction, disturbance, and division. So I call, Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the indigenous peoples of this country, we fully support Budget 2023 that would improving lives today, building prosperity for tomorrow. I thank you, sir. God bless Guyana.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member.